Hello everyone, so in this video, let us talk about failed Jira implementation. Yet another use case that I want to share in this video. And the topic or the scenario is trying to be too ambitious or trying to achieve perfection. Now, when it comes to Jira implementations, I've seen a lot where companies, stakeholders, or in most cases, a specific person is trying to do too much in Jira at the same time. And when I say too much, I'm basically talking about achieving the most perfect solution or building the most perfect system in Jira. Now, this may seem like a good idea where you are trying to be very ambitious. Maybe you want to build a system, maybe you want to implement and roll out Jira, where Jira will do each and everything for your team, for your organization. And let me give you a few examples. Let us say you are working for a team who is trying to use Jira for maybe a multi-year or a big program or a very big project where you have a big team. You have a team of hundreds of people, maybe 1,000, and you have a plan, or you would have a plan for the next 6 months, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and you are trying to build a system where Jira will be your source of truth for all of your requirements. You're trying to achieve a report where your CEO can look at your 5 initiatives, and Jira will tell your CEO or whoever is driving this program that yes, out of these 5 initiatives, 2 are in progress, 3 are in review, and those 2 in progress initiatives are 53% done or 52% done, and the estimated projection or completion date is end of this year, something like that. So basically, to build a report which will tell you at a very high level the overall status of your initiative, and that overall status will come from maybe everything under it. So maybe you have this initiative that is going to span many months, and within your initiative you have various features, you have various epics, and you have also created, of course, stories and tasks and subtasks. So basically you have this whole hierarchy of the work that needs to be done. At the same time, the initiative will also be linked to, of course, your requirements. So having such perfect solution or system is next to impossible. Yes, potentially you can do it on paper, if you ask me, as a Jira consultant with more than 2 decades of experience. Yes, you can do it if you really want to build such system, but in reality these things are more like a fantasy. You will never be able to achieve a system where the system, like Jira in this case, will drive everything. You cannot really easily do that as a whole. You can do it in bits and pieces, and you need people to drive this, right? So I've seen use cases and requirements when I work with my clients where they tell me, Ravi, in my previous organization, I was able to create this report, or not even create this report. I was able to just look at the report, and the report was telling me each and everything that I need to do. But to achieve that report, you need to have so many things working together, so many people working together. So in reality, when you're trying to use Jira, you need to basically keep this in mind that Jira will not replace your actual project managers. And I have been talking about it in a lot of my videos. You need people to deliver, you need people to create a plan, you need people to actually drive your project, manage your project. Jira will always be, or any tool for that matter, will always be a tool, right? Jira is nothing but a tool. You can do things in Jira to ease or to be a bit more efficient in bits and pieces, but to have a most perfect solution, it is not really easy. And I can tell you from my experience, I'm sure some of your team members or your managers might have already asked you to build a system that can do all of this. And when I say in bits and pieces, yes, you can build a report in Jira where you can have this report showing you status. That is basically a rolled up status. And even to generate a rolled up status at the initiative level is not really straightforward and easy, but technically you can do that. You can actually build a system where the person who is looking at the epic will just look at the epic. The person who is looking at the requirements will just look at the requirements and see everything under that epic, all the deliverables. But this is just one example. Another example, yes, I'm talking about one more use case. Another example is building integrations. Now, when I work with my clients who are trying to integrate Jira with other tools, sometimes they want to have the most perfect integration in one go. And yes, Jira can be integrated with other tools, but if you talk about integrating Jira with other tools, you should try to do things that are really bothering you. Maybe your first step should be to have this very basic version of the integration up and running, and then worry about syncing other fields, or maybe just do one-way integration. So there are things that you can do, that there are always things that you can do with these integrations. But if you're trying to build this integration where you have three different systems, you have maybe your HR management system, and whenever the person is onboarded, you want the account to be created in Azure, and the same account will be provisioned in Jira, and the same thing will happen the other way around, like when the person is going away or leaving the company. Yes, you can integrate it with Azure AD or your HR management system, and it can also do things like dispatch a label to collect the laptop. So yes, you can do a lot of wonderful things when it comes to Jira, but it is advisable to not solve all the problems on day one. Your day one should always be about the topmost problems, challenges, pain areas that you want to maybe address first. And then once you have your topmost pain areas solved, then talk about other improvements. Now, when it comes to a tool like Jira, people expect a lot, and it is in a way a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Yes, Jira can do a lot of wonderful things, but because a lot of these experienced project managers who have no idea how Jira works, they were working on Jira Data Center, and that was actually for maybe 15 years, 20 years. And Jira Data Center world was definitely a lot different from Jira Cloud. So now we are almost, majority of my clients are on cloud, but some of them are still in between. They are moving to cloud, but in the next couple of years, it will be all about Jira Cloud, and then we have to focus on Jira Cloud only, which is already the case even right now. But when it comes to expectations, when it comes to doing things on Jira Cloud, of course, is all REST API based. Yes, we have Forge apps that we can develop. And yes, I was talking about Forge apps, when to use Forge apps, when to use automation rules, when to use external scripts, when to use middlewares. And especially when it comes to integrations, you should try to do it in phases if you want to succeed. So these are few examples that I want to share in this video. The main thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was doing everything in one go, or achieving the most perfect solution, which is going to disappoint you, which is going to delay things for you. So always do your implementation in phases, prioritize things that are important for your team. And of course, you need to talk to your team, and you need to talk to your stakeholders, and that is where consultants like us come into picture. We can work with your users, we can work with your managers and stakeholders, and we can create a plan, an implementation plan based on the pain areas. So yeah, these are some of the ideas that I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.